ZMT Sports back. Merry Christmas edition. Hi, Tom.
Merry Christmas.
How are you
Hi,
today?
Mike.
How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I had the sniffles.
Uh-oh.
It's COVID. Everybody run.
You getting tested?
Yeah, I'm going to get tested. I'm going to get tested because I have respect. And I'm going to get tested because my girlfriend wants me to get tested before I go to her house because her parents are very cautious about it.
Yeah.
But I just think I had the sniffles. I think that's
You probably do just have the sniffles.
Yeah. Cold is still around and well.
It is. I'm getting tested this week too because my sister has COVID.
Hope she feels better, buddy.
She's good.
Yeah, just like everybody else who gets it. All right. It is showtime. Christmas edition. I guess you're not going to have much to talk about this week. Maybe you will.
We'll see. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep you guessing.
Well, keep it real. All right, Tom. We will be right back.
Yes, sir. ZMT Sports back.
Sports back. Favorite
Local
teams. Local
landscape.
I'm
gonna let you have the floor this week because I took it last week, and the Jets suck. And you have a 10-4 football team about to clinch the division, about to be a 1 seed in the NFC potentially.
Oh my God! You are.
Let me know
so
how you're feeling. Give me the negativity around a 10-4 team, please.
You can when you're the Dallas Cowboys. you can when you've been alive for 23 years and haven't seen past the fucking divisional round. You can. I can be as negative as I want to be until I fucking see Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy hold up a fucking Lombardi trophy. I'm not going to be satisfied. I don't care. You know.
I respect it.
Yeah,
I respect it. Your expectations are a lot different than mine.
You've seen more than I have, so I don't know why your expectations aren't high.
That was a stupid rhetorical question. I know I don't even have to answer. You know why my expectations aren't high.
Whatever. I'd rather be in your position. I say
like saying the Jaguar fans' expectations should be high because they made an AFC Championship game once in a blue moon.
I forgot about that.
They got shafted too. I saw a TikTok last night when I was before I couldn't sleep. And there were so many bad calls. I think I liked it, so I'm going to have to send it in the chat. There was like one drive where the refs literally just handed the Patriots 75 yards to make it interesting going into halftime because they were up 14-3 with like 50 seconds left, and the Patriots got 3 straight penalties, pass interference on like 30-yard plays.
That game was fucking rigged from the second that Miles Jack's
that Miles Jack was not down and would have had a touchdown.
Yeah, dude, that just shafted the whole game right there. But we're not talking about
they have Blake Bortles, but
we're not talking that is also true. And they probably would have got smoked by the Eagles in the Super Bowl, as much as I hate to say that, but they probably would have.
I'm sorry to digress one more time, but I still have that tweet saved. It was like week 15 of the NFL season, and I literally said Eagles Jaguars Super Bowl, and I was about a minute and a half away from it.
What an ugly Super Bowl that would
That would have been brutal.
What an ugly
Foles versus Blake Bortles. That would have been in the shit bowl of Super Bowls. It's up there with Rex Grossman and Peyton Manning's beast. But
yeah, that's terrible. All right, we're not going to talk about Mac Jones' GOAT status Patriots today. We're going to talk about my Cowboys, and we're going to talk about your Jets and maybe the Giants. I don't even know what to say about the Giants anymore.
I don't know.
Rough. But Cowboys. Speaking of the Giants, Cowboys came off a win. They're now 10-4, 4-0 in the division. I know, like you said, Tom, they're a 10-4 football team, but for some reason, I'm just. I'm a pest. I'm a fucking pest, bro.
It's okay.
I'm just.
So they're 4-4 in the division. They're 10-4. So they're 6-4 against everybody else. Which is for everyone.
And here's the thing:
and 1-3 against the AFC West, right?
They're 1-3 against AFC West, and they're 8-1 combined against the NFC.
So basically, all their losses meant nothing, tiebreaker wise, because
that's why they're
like the third or fourth tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's why they're in 2 seed. I mean, obviously just a record, but if you look at, I think that's why they're ahead. I'm saying they're ahead of the Bucs right now, despite the Bucs beating them week 1 because they have a better NFC record at the moment, and that's why.
Of course, the Cowboys are a 2 seed when 2 seeds no longer get buys.
We need this 1 seed, Dom. That's all I gotta say.
No, I think the 1 seed will be good for the Cowboys because it'll give the offense more time. I think their offense is going to start clicking into gear. I saw some things on Sunday that they're almost there. They're still a little rusty, but
I was going to say that. Like I said every week, if I have my 3 points, I would start with the offense generally still confusing to an extent. I mean, they looked a little better this past weekend. I think the first half they looked pretty decent. Dak had a decent game. He didn't have that bad of a game. He just still doesn't look comfortable. I don't know what's going on. He just doesn't
that one
look
seed and sit him the last week of the year.
As I'm saying, like
then he got 2 weeks to rest.
I hope so, but I mean, I think week 18 though they're gonna have to play in order to try to compete for the 1 seed though. That's what I'm worried about. But they also have the Schmeagles, so I'm not really worried about it because fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Eagles.
And Cooper Rush won a game, so it's okay.
Exactly. So offense. Dak just needs to look more comfortable. And like as always, everyone just wants to blame Dak for everything, but this offense got to help him out. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, big drops on Sunday, like a multiple. I think like 2 or 3 big drops on Sunday. Amari Cooper looks like he's still on a rep count, basically. Zeke's still basically hurt. We didn't have Tony Pollard. I mean, the offensive line looked a little better. There was a lot more rushing yards than we've seen the last 5 weeks with the Cowboys. So I think they were just trying to establish that run game more. But when it came to closing games out, at least my second point, it's just this defense, man. If there was a Coach of the Year award that didn't go to head coaches, I think Dan Quinn would get it 110%.
Isn't it? So you might have liked the tweet, but I saw it was funny because I saw like Kellen Moore, right? The offense has kind of sucked the last 6 weeks. Is still like always like in the odds with these coaching vacancies to be interviewed, but everybody is just kind of writing off Dan Quinn.
Why?
Because of
I mean, obviously we talk about all the time. Like some coaches are better as coordinators than they are head coaches, and it's proven. It's true.
Dan Quinn went to a Super Bowl though. You don't just go to Super Bowls.
Exactly.
You don't just go to players. Coaches coach, players play. At some point, like it became a tendency in Atlanta to blow games, but it wasn't because Dan Quinn. It was because the players. It was because that I guess there's just like a thing over it. Dan Quinn's left. They still can't close games, Atlanta, and they still get blown. They're not even in games now. They get blown out or they win.
Win.
It's one or the other. So that's offensive coaches. It's always like that. But
they're annoying. But I totally agree. I think if Dan Quinn should be on that list to find another head coaching spot because he is just doing.
I think he's going to get interviewed. I think he's going to get interviewed
as he should. As he should. I mean, he's got this defense that was historically bad last year to be number 1 in turnovers, number 1 in point differential from turnovers. This defense is just balling out right now.
It's a very opportunistic defense.
Yes, they do let up plays here and there, but they bend, but they don't break. I mean, that's what I love about them. Got a lot of ballers. They're just going to keep getting healthy over time. Let's keep it rolling.
And you know what's the beautiful thing about the Cowboys defense is they have their strength. Really, I know Trayvon Diggs in the secondary is good, but their strength's up front. And that's how you win in the playoffs. Like when you face an Aaron Rodgers, like the way you beat him is get after him. Get him, keep him in the pocket and get after him. And that's what the Cowboys can do. So it's just like those little things, like same thing with Kyler Murray, kind of contain him, keep him in and make it muddy in the pocket for him. And that's what the Cowboys' strength is, man. It's their defense. So, I mean, their defensive line. And that's like, I think why a lot of people, their offense is struggling, but a lot of people are discounting that defense and their strengths translate to playoff football, especially in cold tundras like Lambeau Field or against a high-powered passing offense like the Cardinals. That's when your defensive line can pin their ears back and go.
Yeah.
It's not talked about enough. Yeah.
Hot. Leads to my last point, man. They clinched the division on Sunday. I think they clinched a playoff spot last night. Anyway, I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't think there's a way.
I think I saw an X by their name this morning when I was scrolling around.
With the Eagles win last night, just for the conference wise, I think the Cowboys clinched a playoff spot no matter what last night, which is great. I want the division title. I want to keep riding for that number 1 seed, and it's definitely possible.
You played the Cardinals too, right?
We play the Cardinals in 2 weeks. Yes, we have Washington, Cardinals, Eagles end up the rest of the year.
You need the Packers to slip up on one of those division matchups they have. You need the Vikings to beat them or something.
Possible. They've done it already. It's possible. Yeah. But I mean, if the number 1 seed, you'll get number 1 seed, number 2 seed is just as great. I would love to run it into the Eagles or Washington in the playoffs. That would be fantastic. I would have some insurance. Because it's definitely possible. I mean, I think the Eagles could definitely make the playoffs. I mean, you got the easiest schedule going forward.
That last spot in the NFC is just such a toss-up because the Vikings are in it now. Because the Vikings, even though they have some bad losses, they seem to beat the teams they needed to get to that spot. And they face the Packers, and then they face the Bears, and they play another. Like, they have a division heavy.
Vikings are there, Saints are there somehow. Even
you think the Eagles have the cake of the schedule, but it's the Saints. And the only reason why you think the Eagles have the cake is because the last week they play the Cowboys, and you're a Cowboys fan, so you're naturally pessimistic. But to a neutral fan, that's a loss. So that means they only get 2 more wins, which means at most they're going to be at 9 wins. So they can't lose these next 2 games, which are losable. You know, they're not like playing scrub. I mean, they're playing naturally almost kind of scrub teams, but
they play Washington and the Giants, and then they play the Cowboys. Yeah, but even sit everybody on week 18.
Well, that's true, unless they're fighting for a 1 seed, which then that's definitely a loss. As in the Saints play the Dolphins, who almost lost to the Jets, really, and their offense is bad, and the Saints just shut out one of the best offenses in the league. And then I think they play the Falcons and the Panthers, so they really actually have the easiest. So I think the Saints, with their defense at least, will. They're not playing any offense. We'll see. My prediction is the Saints or the Vikings get that last spot. I think the NFC East is only going to have 1 playoff team. Every team in the NFC East loses a game at some point that they need to win. That's why the joke is the NFC least, you know?
That's why the Cowboys will probably lose this weekend. Yeah. But
they play again?
They play Washington on Sunday Night Football.
Oh, yeah. You're the one that's saying they should flex. Yeah, they'll flex America's team. Okay, biggest market in the NFL. They're gonna. I know,
but it's gonna be such an ugly game.
They could play Appalachian State. They'd still keep it 1.
Whatever. Well, here's what it is. Last point of this whole thing: clinch the division this weekend. Keep riding high. Cardinals have got some issues right now. Bucks are having some issues right now. Packers not really, but you can't really ask for much to catch up to the Packers. But when it comes to the Bucks, the Cardinals, and even the Rams, really. The Rams are just, they really don't fucking impress me at all. I'm sorry. They just don't. I wouldn't mind running them into playoffs either. I know I might regret that in the future, but I really don't mind if the Cowboys ran them in the playoffs. But when it comes to this number 1 seed, the race is still there. But if they get the 2 seed, I won't be upset either, obviously. The
only thing that would scare me about the Rams, they're probably the best. They have the best coach.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only that
Sean McVay's already cracked the code. He already cracked the code against the Cowboys 3 years ago. So he already cracked the code against the Cowboys with Jared Goff. Yeah. But that was also running with a fucking balloon at running back, and the Cowboys defense could not stop a soul. I don't know who even was that running back.
Todd Gurley.
No, it wasn't Todd Gurley. Well, Todd Gurley got a touchdown in that game, but
it was Zach Cunningham, I think.
Dude was like 400 pounds running all over the defense, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Zach Cunningham.
Yeah. Well, if it was or it wasn't, defense could stop it. But I think this defense is a lot different, so we'll see. Yeah, that's my points. Tom, do you have any questions?
Could you have any questions or concerns? No. I think the Cowboys are one of the best teams in the NFC, and they should win a playoff game at least.
I hope so.
But like you said, it's the Cowboys, and I do agree with you on that. They tend to do things that are like losing to the Raiders.
We just saw Spider-Man, Tom. What was the biggest quote of that movie? Zendaya. If you expect disappointment, you'll never be disappointed.
It's true. Yeah.
Even though I'm always disappointed regardless. But
me, I've actually taken that quote personally with the Jets because I don't care if they win or lose anymore. And I used to miss school for it.
They are approaching with the Lions' big win on Sunday somehow, some way.
They are approaching the number 1 pick.
They are sneaking their way to the number 1 pick.
And they also have the number 8 pick because the Seahawks suck.
Yeah.
So it's very good. I mean, as for the game against Miami, I don't really know. I don't know if I have feelings.
Start.
I get to this point in the season where I'm numb to everything, and I don't know whether it's good or bad, or winning's good or bad, or losing. Like, it just gets to the point where I'm just like, it is what it is.
It is.
The first half, Zach Wilson looked like a great rookie quarterback, escaping, moving around, making great throws. Jets defense the Jets scored a touchdown and they got an interception on the first play of the Dolphins drive. It's something that I haven't seen all season. And I guess the only way to look at Jet games now is to pluck out the positives and just hope for better draft picks and
the future.
I'm less excited about the game last week to talk about it rather than the game this week because the toilet bowl, right? So this is now, I think, 3 straight years the Jets have evolved themselves in the toilet bowl, as in playing a team that they're fighting like for a high draft pick and 2 shitty teams. And this year it's the Jaguars coming into town. And I get to see Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, the number 1 and number 2 picks in the draft, face each other.
Entertainment.
It's going to be brutal, I think. My feelings is that the Jets defense has been very good game, bad game, good game, bad game. Well, really decent game, bad game, decent game, bad game. They just had a decent game, had a pick 6, had 2 turnovers, kind of held Miami to not be as explosive as some of the other teams. Like, they didn't allow Tua to look like Gardner Minshew did, completing almost 90% of his passes and almost 300 yards.
Correct.
But so I could see Trevor Lawrence coming in and the weapons they have, like Marvin Jones, Tavon Austin, Laviska Shenault Jr., James Robinson, because Jets can't stop the run. I could totally see James Robinson running all over us on Sunday. But the Jaguars defense also really sucks and lets like Davis Mills dominate them. So I could totally see Mike LaFleur and his like his creative play calling. He made some crazy play calls on Sunday that worked, which were so cool. I could totally see the Jets dominating the run game too, with Michael Carter and Zach Wilson play action game and moving him out of the pocket. So I don't know. I could low-key see this game being one of those high-scoring shit bowl games where everyone's like, wow, that game's actually kind of interesting. It's like 34-31. Trevor Lawrence has the ball to tie the game. Or I could totally see it being the 13-6 absolute shit fest that is both these rookie quarterbacks have bad games. These defensive coaches kind of figure out their defense against a rookie quarterback for 1 week, and it's all fucking hell and shit. But I'll be there, rain or shine. And awesome. Yeah, I don't really have much to say other than I hope we get Aiden Hutchinson, because the idea of having Quinnen Williams, Shaq Lawson, Carl Lawson, Sheldon Rankins, and Aiden Hutchinson reminds me of when Salah's defense got Bosa before the 2019 season, and then that defense was one of the best in the leagues and went to the Super Bowl. That's what that reminds me of. Now, I'm not saying the Jets are going to go to the Super Bowl. I know you hate my comparisons, which I'm going to bring up next. I'm just saying that's like a player Salah's defense needs, because they don't care about the secondary and players they have. They play zone. They need to get after the quarterback. So that's my dream.
That would be a very good, healthy defensive front.
Before we give our predictions for this week's games and our teams, Mikey D, I got to have a call you out on something.
What are you going to call me out for?
I don't have to call you out on something. I just have to criticize or have to understand where you're coming from.
Anybody who talks to you knows, Tom.
Because I'm
anybody who talks to you knows,
of comparing
Tom.
Everything to the Jets.
Not even just the Jets, to every team that you like.
Yes, but here's the thing. I want to defend myself because usually in chats and texts, I don't have a chance to defend myself, because you always throw out these one-liners that are funny. I'll give you credit. They're funny. You throw the one-liners where I feel like if I answer in like a defensive way, you're just going to attack me. But here, since we're talking face-to-face, it's easier to. I was going to say this last night on the mic when we were playing PlayStation, but we gave up a goal in NHL, and Kyle was like, all right, enough. Yeah. But what I was going to say is.
Rough night.
I'm giving an analogy to my understanding of it. I'm not doing it to be right or wrong, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not comparing it to get you guys to agree with me that it's like the Jets. I'm just giving an analogy to like what I've been through. Uh-huh. Like when I did the Mike Lennon, that was a bad one. But like things like when you'll send like the Jaguars against the Patriots getting shafted in the AFC Championship game, I'll be like, bro, that's like when Kyle Wilson got a pass interference on Antonio Brown in the Jets AFC Championship game. I'm not trying to compare the situations like to get you guys to be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like that's really sucked. No, I'm saying like, bro, I've been there. Like I'm just giving situations where I've been. And they're not stretches because they happen. It's just that I guess I do it too much, which is why you guys get annoyed that I do it so much.
Just me.
But I just find it better to do that than me like think about some game between the Saints and the Rams where I make a comparison. That does nothing for me. You know what I mean? Like I like to go back. My teams haven't won anything, so it's misery loves company. So I like to remind myself about a situation that makes me miserable, and then I share it with my friends.
Respectable.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't do it to be right or wrong or get you guys to agree with me and be like,
Yeah, I know. I totally get it. I get it. I get it. I just like.
Hey, you compare a lot of situations to the Cowboys too. It's okay.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Like what?
I don't know. If something bad happens, you'll be like, "Yep, these refs hate the Cowboys. Always have been. I remember this.
That's
I
not
remember
comparing.
that."
That's literally
it is.
refs hating the Cowboys.
It's an analogy. It's an analogy.
No, it's not. It's literally just what?
The root of this is an analogy.
If you're telling me
you're comparing something to a likeness. It's an analogy.
All right.
and Kyle said it perfect. I usually only do it with bad things. It would be really annoying if I did it with good things because nothing good has ever happened.
But you can do it with good things. You saw 2 AFC championships.
Oh, but no. Okay, I do agree. I do agree with you on that. I do make the analogy with Mac Jones a lot, where I said I've seen my rookie quarterback go to an AFC championship game.
Yes,
I do make that, and you could make the argument that that's a little annoying because it's a completely different situation because Mac Jones has better stats and everything than Mark Sanchez. But that's just me saying, like, debatable. I've seen it. Like, I've seen it, which is just a fair point because I'm not stretching the imagination. I've actually seen it.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You don't need to defend yourself, Tom. It's just our relationship. It's me being annoying. It's me being a dick. There's
no. I just wanted you to understand my side of the story because I wanted to make sure you didn't think I was doing it to be right or wrong.
I know. 95% you are doing right or wrong, but it's fine.
No. I'm not, I don't care. I'm making an analogy. Nobody says this pie tastes like apple. No. This pie is good. Nobody says this. I don't even know how to make an analogy. Nobody says this Gatorade tastes like I don't know. So think of an analogy, and then I'm trying to be right. I'm just comparing the two. I'm not trying to be right. It's just a comparison in my mind. You know?
Oh man, I love it. I do. I just want to say something quick about the Giants real quick because we have to. Local landscape.
They suck.
Correct, but Mike Lennon's under the helm. I mean, how much more can you expect from them?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can I cut you off because it's breaking news?
Yeah, sure.
Jets head coach Robert Saleh has tested positive for COVID-19. Jets tight end coach Ron Middleton will serve as acting head coach if Saleh doesn't clear protocols before Sunday's game. Remember that pick I was telling you about before? I might be changing it.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. You think it was going to change our ZMT bets later?
I don't know. Saleh doesn't call defensive plays or offensive plays, so will anything really change?
You need his momentum, though. Like
I know he is a very passionate head coach.
He is so passionate.
Which I love. All right, but continue. What are we going to bring about the shitty Giants?
Yeah, I think it's about to be Russell Wilson time. I think that's gonna. I think that's
Kyle's talking you into it.
I mean, I guess it makes. I don't think it makes sense. It's not my team. I really don't give a fuck. I don't think it makes sense because, I mean, yeah, Russell Wilson is only 33. You might get another 8 to 10 years out of him. But I don't think he's in his prime anymore. I hate to say it. I don't think that he's playing his best football. Nothing in Seattle changed. Nothing in Seattle changed. He just doesn't look good. And I know obviously he was injured all year, but it's his thumb. I mean, like I don't know.
I think
I don't think anything changes. Seattle.
It's gonna be tough. I think it all depends on who they hire as a GM. And if they fire Judge, I don't think you can bring in Russell Wilson with Joe Judge and a new GM.
Yeah.
Because now you have a quarterback that comes from a different regime. Like you're trading for a veteran, you're trading assets. So like the GM's going to be like, bro, like what? And then,
you're good.
Yo, what up, Jeff?
He said, hi.
Yo.
Stop.
And then,
huh? Yeah, you should. Sorry. All right, go ahead.
And then I don't know. It'd be weird to me if they kept Joe Judge, got a new GM because Gettleman's going to retire, and then trade for a veteran quarterback. That just would spell disaster for me, to be honest. I just think,
and I don't know. And I think another thing too is like,
are the Giants that of Russell Wilson away from being good? No, like, I mean, Kyle was fair. Kyle said like they'll just get me competitive, which I want, which is like 7, 8, 9 wins.
But I
mean, is that like I don't know? Will he like?
But
that offensive line sucks. They need like trade the first round pick for like a left tackle or something that's a veteran. Like don't trade it for Russell Wilson.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know if it's the bias in me. I just don't think getting Russell Wilson will
change. Be my bias too.
I just say I don't think it really would change. Obviously, Russell Wilson. I'm not gonna say this. I know it's gonna sound ridiculous. I'm not comparing Russell Wilson and Daniel Jones play level equal. I am not.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't have assumed that.
But at the same time, Daniel Jones is playing his best football this year, and now he's got his neck injury. Yes, it's very serious. And they got Russell Wilson to be at a precaution probably for the whole Daniel Jones situation, especially if he can't play football anymore or if he doesn't look the same after he recovers. But at the same time, like Daniel Jones playing his best football and his team still can't win a football game. You think having Russell Wilson at quarterback really will change all of that?
Yeah,
like I don't know.
And here's the thing too. That's a conversation where if you need to fire, if that's the direction Mara wants to go, you need to fire
somebody.
Judge.
That's
you need to fire Judge because you need to go into your head coaching. Well, your GM vacancy will come first. You'll interview for that first. You'll say, "This is my vision. I really want us to attack after Russell Wilson. What do you think?" Then the GM, he'll probably choose a GM that agrees, right? Like, yeah, I think we can make it work. Then the GM will and Mara will interview a head coach that says, "Hey, we're not going to go young here. We think we have a base here that a 33-year-old Russell Wilson come in and succeed." Do you agree with that? Or what do you think? They can't have Joe Judge in here, right? Fire the GM, Joe Judge be on board with getting Russell Wilson or not. And then a GM coming in being on board or not. And then that creates internal struggle. Then you're going to trade for Russell Wilson. If Joe Judge actually sucks, then you have a shitty coach with Russell Wilson. You have Pete Carroll with Russell Wilson with probably a better roster and they're 5-3-8. So what is that? Like, what is that going to do? Yeah, the Giants defense is really good, probably better than Seattle. So their offense is the reason why they're not winning games. But I don't know. These receivers can't stay healthy. The offensive line sucks. Like you said, I think it goes deeper than the quarterback position. So why trade for Russell Wilson? You know,
there's a lot of things wrong with that team except for the quarterback position, especially like I said before. I think Daniel Jones, when he was healthy, he was playing his best football he's played in the last 3 years. And obviously it did not change anything. So I think there's just another issue with that organization.
You know what I could see, and I'm not even trying to be funny with this. I'm really not. I really could see depending on how Minnesota finishes this year, they might just blow it all up because they're tired of being mediocre. I could see it like a Kirk Cousins would be a better fit than Russell Wilson. Because then with Kirk Cousins, you can kind of focus more on the run. It'll be cheaper. It won't cost you as much draft capital because I think the Vikings would just release him. So you just have to sign him. It would only cost money. It wouldn't cost draft capital. Then you could use those high picks to trade back or trade for another player that makes the team better. And then that's the way to go. Or an Andy Dalton and draft a rookie quarterback later. You know, something like that. I could see the Giants, like fitting more the Giants, because I don't think this team is just a quarterback away. So you kind of need a rebuild. But I'm sure George will disagree with everything we're saying here.
I don't know how George feels. I kind of want to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait.
Kyle was honest and said it would just get them to be mediocre. I'm sure some Giant fans would think if they got Russell Wilson, they'd be a Super Bowl contender. But
is that what you want, though? Like, you just want to go from fucking horrible just to mediocre? And then by the time that you can obviously kind of be great, Russell Wilson's tenure is going to be done. Like, it just makes no fucking sense.
I will say this. The Maras do not like how the comparisons are starting to roll in between the Jets and the Giants. They do not like that because the Maras think the Jets are shit on their shoe. And that's just a known fact. That's why Rex Ryan was so bolsterous. And the Johnson and Maras do not like each other. They don't. It's just a known thing. You can read about it. They don't like it. The Giants want the Jets to be the little brother. And that's why the Jets are always trying to dominate media headlines. That's why Woody Johnson hires, guys that like our fans want, that the media wants, like a Rex Ryan, bolsterous, kiss my rings, Bill Belichick. We're going to beat you, the Giants. They want the back page. The Maras don't like how they're starting to get compared as New York football. So I could see if the Jets have a good offseason, the Giants go, we need Russell Wilson because we cannot let the Jets traject into having a better run and we stay shit. So I could see that. Like, I could totally see the Maras getting Russell Wilson just to become mediocre so that the Jets don't if the Jets, because a Jets 8-9 with a Jets 8-9 win team next year with one of the youngest rosters in the NFL and a second-year quarterback would be a lot better than a 7-8-9 win Giant team with Russell Wilson and a bunch of 30-year-old defensive players.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
For sure.
It's going to be an interesting offseason in New York, man. I think we actually would probably be able to continue our podcast football-wise through the offseason based on what's going on in this city, and the Cowboys' potential, run. But yeah. Do you want to give picks for these games this week?
I sure do.
My mind's all fucked up with this Robert Saleh getting COVID-19 shit because I had a total different prediction in my head, and now I don't know if I'm going to change it or stick to my guns. So why don't you go first?
You want to start with the Jets, and
let's start with the shit bowl, the toilet bowl. It should be on prime time. Let's flex the Cowboys
with the shit bowl. I'm gonna take the Jets here. I don't care if Robert Saleh.
First time as favorites in 36 games.
I'm gonna take the Jets in this game. Known to the fact that the Jags are obviously having head coaching problems, and they can't figure anything else over there either. But the Jets have more an established room. They're working to get better next year. And I think they're just the better team right now. And I think Zach Wilson needs to prove that he is the better pick. So I think I'm going to take the Jets here to win a fun game. I think I'm going to predict it as going to be an entertaining, fun game. Shit bowl, entertaining bowl. Give me the Jets to win 35-28.
Oh, they covered the 2.5. You know what?
Cover.
You got me excited because I here's the bit when you just said
the
Jaguars
baby.
Are shit. Here's my basis of picking the Jets for this, even if Saleh has COVID-19 and doesn't test out of it. Jets team's 100% vaccinated, so he could test out of it.
Yeah.
Here's my thought: the Jets beat the Texans on the road pretty handily with our rookie quarterback only throwing for like 150 yards. The Jaguars just lost to the Texans pretty decisively.
Yeah.
At home. So just the NFL parity of it all, I think a Jaguars win here would make sense because the NFL is a parity.
Yeah.
It would make sense that the Jaguars beat the Jets because it goes full circle.
But no.
But I think the Jets are going to win this game.
Yeah,
I think as the first time as favorites, I think the number only goes up. I think it might hit 3 or 3.5, which will probably entice people to take the Jaguars. But I'm going to go with the Jets here. I think a fun one, too. I'll go they'll cover by 0.5 point. I'm going to go with a Eddie Pinheiro game-winning field goal in the windy, rainy MetLife, 27-24.
Love that. I love that.
Cowboys football team. I'll get my prediction right away.
Go ahead.
Sunday Night Football at home. Route. Give me the Cowboys 41-17. I think the offense gets back on track.
Oh, God.
I think the Eagles put some negative tape on that Washington defense last night. The tight end, man. Dalton Schultz, big game, I'm telling you.
I think Schultz will have a big game. And I think if they are smart, Kellen Moore, hear me out, buddy. The outside run killed Washington all game last night.
Tony Pollard, baby.
Tony Pollard will be back. You can even work it with Zeke if you want to. Abuse the outside run. Stop running up the middle. If that is the case, I'm going to pick the Cowboys to win this game too. But I'm a pest, like I said. So I think this game will be a tad closer than what you are saying. I think the Cowboys will have a very good first half again. Maybe a good third quarter offensively. Defense will hold their own, but for some reason they'll keep Washington around because that's what they do. I think the Cowboys win this game. I'm going to say 27-20. I think they keep it close for some reason. I hate to say it, but the Cowboys will win this game, but they'll win it because it's very closely, because that's what the Cowboys do. They can never just win it easily. So that is my prediction for the Cowboys game.
I think the Cowboys, it was going towards a route in Washington, but then it was just like the offense stopped clicking. And then but I don't think that'll happen this time. Giants played the Eagles. I think 10 is too much the way the Eagles played yesterday. I'm going to go Giants cover 10 because their defense is good and they're really good against the run. And I think the Eagles get upsetted. I'm going to take the Giants.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants even with Jake Fromm.
Who looks very good. Who looked pretty damn good, not going to lie.
I'm going to take the Giants like 17-14. I think the Eagles beat themselves.
Interesting.
Bold, which means the Giants probably get blown out.
I was going to say, I'm going to take the Eagles to win this game just for the known fact that I don't think the Eagles get swept by the Giants this year. I think these teams always split no matter how good or bad these teams are every year. I think it's just how this division works. That's why
I forgot about that little nugget.
As I say, that's what makes me worried about Sunday because I just think the Cowboys sweeping this whole division is just unheard of. But I think it's going to be a shitty game too. I don't think the Eagles run away with this game by any means.
I think the weather's going to be shitty too.
That too. Sunday, is it at MetLife?
It's in Philly.
Oh, it's
that's
why
I was like,
Well, they do play good. But at the same time, the last two games the Giants were in Philly, they actually made it competitive, and they should have won both of those games, actually.
Yeah,
if it
Evan
wasn't
Ingram,
for
maybe
Evan
dropping.
Ingram drop. Yeah, exactly. And then a comeback that the Zach Ertz touchdown in overtime. That was both in Philly. But yeah, I think it could be one of those games again where the Giants let themselves down. And I think I like your score, honestly. I think the Eagles win 17-14.
Nice. All right, cool. So we give our picks here, and now we're gonna go to ZMT Bets and give our
the hottest segment of the nation.
Picks. Yeah,
the hottest segment in the nation.
Yes, sir.
All right, Tom. Be right back.
We will be back. ZMT Bets back, week number 16 in the NFL, maybe 15. I don't know. Mikey T, give me your picks against the spread and your prop pick for the week. Go.
Here we go. First, I'm going with the hottest team in the NFL right now. I love this team. Give me the Colts +1 against the Cardinals. Yes, I'm going to Arizona. The Cardinals are working for the number 1 seed, but they just lost to the Lions. Give me the Colts are on a hot road right now, and they're going to work their way up the ladder in the AFC. Give me the Colts +1 against the Cardinals. Second, I am traveling to Carolina. The Bucs literally just have nobody. Mike Evans got hurt. Chris Godwin's out for the year. Gronkowski just looks like shit. Tom Brady looks like shit. They got exposed. I think the tape is going to prove itself. I think the Buccaneers win this game, but 10.5 points is a lot against division rival. Give me the Panthers +10.5 against the Buccaneers. And lastly, Monday Night Football. I'm traveling to New Orleans. This team that just upset and shut out one of the best offenses in the league, the Saints. But I think the Dolphins have a lot to play for here. The NFC number 7 is just up for grabs, but the Dolphins really need to make a stride to get this playoff spot. Give me the Dolphins +3 against the Saints. Running it back. I got the Colts +1 against the Cardinals. The Panthers +10.5 against the Buccaneers, and the Dolphins +3 against the Saints in my prop pick for the week. Give me Tua chuck a bitch over, not turn the ball over, to score anytime against the State defense. Go ahead, Tom.
I love it. As for me, 3-1 week again. We're getting hot on this pod. And my first pick, I'm heading to the Meadowlands. Yes, the Jets and the Jags. I'm an idiot for picking this game, but why not? The toilet bowl, the shit bowl, number 1 versus number 2 picks in the NFL draft. Give me the Jets. Jets. Only picked them 3 times in this pod, and they've got me wrong 2 of the 3 times. So
not this time.
Give me them laying 2.5 against the Jaguars at home. My second pick, I'm heading to Minnesota. US Bank Stadium, beautiful stadium, as Mikey D will tell you. And give me the Rams, though. I know Mikey D don't like them, but I like them. Give me the Rams laying 3 on the road against the Vikings.
Yeah.
My last pick. Oh, you're going to love this. You're going to ream me for it because I was right last week, and I think this team is going to show their colors with a rookie quarterback and start losing a couple games to teams that can compete with them, and give me the Bills in a redemption game from the windy shit game they should have won. Getting 2.5 on the road against New England. Give me the Bills. Running it back, I'm taking the Jets laying 2.5 at home against the Jags. The Rams laying 3 on the road against the Vikings, and the Bills laying 2.5 on the road against New England. And my prop bet for the week, Dawson Knox, baby. Our tight end. We win bets on him all the time. Lock it in. Anytime touchdown score.
Woo! I love it. Tom, I actually really like that Bills pick because
everybody's shitting on them, kind of like they shit on the Vikings.
But you need to stop shitting on the Patriots because they were a Jonathan Taylor breakout miracle run away from almost coming back away in that football game.
Yeah, but they had no business being in the game.
Yeah, well, that's what this team does. That's what Bill Belichick does. He cooks up miracles. But Tom, we are on a run. I think we are. I've been 10-3 the last 3 weeks. You have been around this. I think you were also 10-3 the last 3 weeks. We are just rolling. I am only 3 games out of 500. I am not going to catch you because you're like fucking 85 games over 500. But if I end up with a winning record just by how bad I started, I'll be satisfied. But we are a total of
comeback story.
Yeah, 66, 55, and 1. We are plus money. We are the picks you should be listening to. So hop on the wagon while you can, because we really got a few more weeks left of this. So.
Yes, sir. Hold on. I got to answer this phone call. I'm sorry to be rude.
No, I got to answer this. Good. Answer it.
Hello?
Hi, Thomas. It's Donna over at the fish store.
Oh, hello.
Hey, we got your stuff in. I'm putting it aside. There is no rush to get back whenever you make it here. We're here until 6 or 6:30 tonight. So no rush to come in. I will put it aside and hold it for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Did you just make a
the clams?
Deal? You made a drug deal on the podcast?
I did.
You got some clams, yo?
Yeah, seafood, baby.
I love clams. I do.
For Christmas Eve, 7 fishes, baby.
I love it. As Tom is going to go pick up those clams, you know how it goes, Tom. Follow us on sports_ZMT on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
And your sister's ass.
Speaking of your sister's ass, we wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays coming up, because I think the next time we do this,
and there is football on this week and win us money, right?
Yes, there is. And I think next Wednesday, New Year's is on a Saturday, right? It's next 2 weeks.
New Year's Eve is a Friday.
All right, so we will get a podcast in before the New Year's, and I think we should trickle in not only our NFL picks and analysis, but we should also trickle in a little bit of the college football playoffs.
We should. I'm down.
We should.
Down.
That we
Give
should. That'd be interesting. Yeah, that should be fun. But yeah, Tom, that is it. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Same to yours.
We've got a few more weeks left in this, man. So let's golf.
Let's get after it. Yes, sir.
Golf. All right, but I will talk to you later.
Later.